Abe's books, which basically they give this stuff away, man. Nobody wants to read this stuff anymore. The book costs like $3. It's Zen Master Ma's Ordinary Mind Zen. Good stuff. So, in the last video, we talked about systematic forgetting. Systematic forgetting is nothing sticks. Systematic forgetting is practicing detachment. You know, the highest attainment is detachment. Think about how laudable and worthy of praise detached people are. Think about Clint Eastwood in those old movies, those old westerns. He's detached. That quality, if you isolated what it is about that guy that fascinates us, he's detached. Whatever passes in front of those eyes, he's detached. All the gore of the world and all the delights of the world, he's detached. He lives in a pure moment, a pure present. He's detached. Nothing sticks. What goes into his mind, when a thought appears in his mind and it's sticky, well, he doesn't stick other thoughts to it. He holds his mind in such a way, like empty space, so that he doesn't stick his thoughts together, and he gently pushes them out of his mind. Check this out. I told you I have a magic hand. Whatever appears in my hand, I drop. Whatever appears in my mind, I push. So check this out. The thought appears in my, this is a thought. It appears in my mind. The hand is my mind. It appears in my hand, right? I have to make a movement. I have to do that, okay? It's a small movement. It's not a hard, notice I'm not, look at my face. I'm not straining when I do that. I gently do that. It's a small movement. It's a small mechanism. Same way. When I realize I'm thinking, when I come to, oh, I've been thinking for the last 2 minutes. When I realize that, I highlight, highlight the text and hit delete. I do this. I make a movement. I push it out. I push it past, and I move on to the next. Whatever cognitive mechanism you can come up with to separate yourself, distance yourself, outrun the thought. Okay? There has to be an order imposed on the mind. There has to be, unless we just want to be miserable all the time. I've come to this realization. I have to impose an order on my mind. One moment to the next. Consciously, one moment to the next. Dedicated to this practice. It is very serious. At least for me. I don't have a dog in the race with other people. They can do as they please. But I tell you what, for me, if someone offered me $10 million, $20 million, $100 million, $1 billion, and said, yeah, man, you can have this money, and you can stay at nice hotels and eat and have all these women love you and all this stuff, but you can't practice. You can't practice. I say, Bub, you're just gonna have to keep your $1 billion, man. So, what good is $1 billion if I'm not drawing air, if I'm 6 feet under? What good is that? I depend on this like I depend on drawing air into my body. I'm not kidding. I've seen the other way. There's a line in The Matrix. There's a scene where Neo's in the back of a car, and he's like with these crazy people, Trinity, these crazy people dressed like ninjas or whatever from the future or from some other whatever, he doesn't know. And he's like, I want out of this place. Get me out of here. And she opens up the door and says, okay, you know what's down that road. And he looks down that road, man. Some black alley or... She's like, you know what's down there. So he closes the door and stays. And goes through the adventure. Takes the blue pill or whatever, right? Or the red pill or whatever it was. All right? So yeah. Systematic forgetting. Systematic forgetting is nothing sticks. Okay? Systematic forgetting coincides with living in the present moment. You can't live in the present moment and not practice systematic forgetting. Okay? So the question becomes, in a couple videos back, I talked about equilibrium points in the body and in the emotions. I have a shitty feeling inside. Let me think right now. It feels pretty shitty in here. Mid-level shitty. Just like I like it. So that is a bearable shitty feeling. That is a bearable sensation. I rest my attention's on it. It is the whole time I've been talking. So my attention's resting on this shitty feeling inside, this bearable. I got some pain in my knees a little bit. And of course, the trusty ass on the pressed against the floor. That's a very trusty equilibrium point. So that is this. Principle one is subjective experience. So that's the subjective experience, what it feels like inside me right now, right? I use that as an anchor that I ride through time. I use it as an anchor to anchor me in the present moment. I rest my attention in it, aware of my awareness of these sensations, right? And at the same time, now I add systematic forgetting on top of it. And I start working with that. And I do the two in unison. That's what I started doing. Okay? There's other things that I added to this. And just like anything, at first it's difficult. I tell you what else is difficult, living without an order imposed on the mind. But see, the thing is, there is no, how should I say this? Gautama Buddha emphasized how hard the mind is to train. Okay? The thing is, if you have to be patient with yourself. You have to slow it down and be patient with yourself. Okay? If you were in public, if you were at Denny's or something and you were sitting across from somebody, two people, and one of these guys, everything he said something, the other person just jumped on. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. The guy says something else. Shut up. What you're saying is stupid. You'd be like, man, what a dick that guy is. If that continued on, it'd be almost to the point where you wanted to get up and like say something to the person, right? Well, that's how we treat ourselves. We're that guy saying that to that other guy. And I know this for a fact because I do it all the time now. All the time. The difference is Byron Katie, this woman, she said, don't believe your thoughts. And it's a great thing. But she's doing case-by-case basis. A thought comes in my head, I'm not going to believe this. No, you forget in advance. You don't believe your thoughts in advance. No case-by-case basis. Policy. You have a policy. When any thought that appears in my head, anything that appears in my head gets dropped, gets forgot, no matter what it is. In peacetime, we train for war. In peacetime, I do this all the time so that when somebody gets on my nerves, when some tragedy happens, when a dog dies, when a person dies, when someone's having extreme health problems or problems with their relationships, I'm not a mess along with them because I've been training all this time. Whatever appears, look, good thoughts appear in my head. I drop them so that when bad thoughts appear in my head, I can drop them. Okay? So when tragic thoughts appear in my head, I can drop them. Nothing sticks. So I'll keep talking about this.